All right. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, February 18th. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Super excited to get into our show today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. SWFL Crypto, Mike Lowry, Crispy D, Juan Hernandez. I am a grogger. Guess what? I am a grogger too. I am the grogger. We started this thing. Do an update on VeChain, says my friend Glenn. My friend Glenn. Do an update on VeChain. Guess what? I got you, because VeChain just did a pretty important tokenomics update. Maybe I'll make like a full video about that, but I will touch on it during the show. And VeChain, you know, the VeChain's chart on the Fibonacci isn't what I want, but this title of this show, unfortunately, is Altcoin Apocalypse. Solana chart exposed. It's getting bad, and then it is getting bad right now. And we're going to talk about that. I said early on, I said yesterday, I said earlier this year that we're going to suffer this year. We're going to suffer this year. I still wholeheartedly believe the bull run we've all waited for, the bull run we made our price predictions for based off the Bitcoin halving cycle, which has not failed us yet, by the way. We're looking at Q3, Q4 this year. And that's, you know, the end of this year. Right now it's February. And I think February, March, April, May, they're going to make us fight for it. They're going to make us double check. They're going to make us think we're wrong. That's what the market is. The market is designed. The market makers do this to you on purpose to make you think you're crazy. And right about the time you want to bail and pull the chute and go home with your tail between your legs, that's probably right around the time you should buy. and that has been true this whole time. And look at right before we pumped the Thanksgiving pump. Look at the local lows, late October, early November. Look at those charts. You know what I like to do on TradingView? You can like rewind the chart on TradingView and kind of watch the candles go. And it is when you replay before that pump, that last leg, it really looks like you want to go short right before the first green candle. And that's what the market does. You know, it was a trading strategy I had way back in the day, J Chains, was I just flipped your camera on, so it's both of us. What's up? But like, I would look at a chart and whatever my gut told me, I would trade the opposite way.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to counter trade because we all know it's like a meme, right? You're like, oh, if I buy, it's going down.
Yeah.
And so you sell with the anticipation of, or short it with the anticipation of like, well, I would have gone long, but
I would counter trade my gut instinct, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It actually worked for a while. And then there was one trade specifically on my birthday at Hit Network. I went the wrong way. With a little bit too much leverage my first year there. And I got liquidated on my birthday.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, go ahead, get rich or get wrecked. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
But big shout out to my good friend J Chains hanging out with us.
What's up? Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. GM.
Yeah, man. There's definitely a bunch of interesting stories going on today. But before we get to those stories, I do just want to do a quick pulse check here. We got a little bit over 100 people on YouTube, a little bit more, almost 200 people on Twitter. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, all of the things. The video I put out yesterday didn't do half bad about the digital twins AI, basically a project called ALTCOIN, but their technology is insane. And actually their same tech has been used for, you know, making like a digital twin of someone. Like imagine you're a content creator, right? And then you get like a digital scan of like your face and your body, and then that creates an AI version of yourself that is so good it can make content for you. Imagine watching me stream, except it's not me, it's my AI, but you can't tell the difference.
Would you think that that's like analogous to like deepfake style stuff, or is it? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, dude, the digital twins are getting crazy. It's certainly a video worth checking out. I think that it's going to take time to get to, you know, the finished product, but I also think that it's really cool that projects in crypto are already working on that. I mean, this project specifically is like teamed up with Warner Brothers and has done stuff with like Game of Thrones and shit.
Hopefully there's ways for, and I don't know anything about it and I got to learn about it. But there's ways to protect someone from saying, hey, I'm going to digitally clone you, and then I'm going to run content, with your likeness that's not you. And you're like, wait a second.
Well, that's why this project actually they have like a NFT digital passport for your clone, your likeness. So like you own on the blockchain your own ID.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So
cool.
So that they do think about that somehow. I don't know why. I went into the YouTube settings yesterday and unbanned Mass. I don't know how he got banned. I sure as hell didn't do it. And then Carter's here. But yeah, I did unban Mass. I don't know how he got banned. It wasn't me. So and if anybody wants to let him know, definitely tell him that. But yeah, Tuno Crust, this isn't an avatar. It's like a digital twin is what they call it. Like the AI digital humans market it has an insane projection for 2030.
I mean, that's really interesting. And you got to think along the lines of like, what you've talked about, like with content creators or influencers, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you got to think like if you have a platform and you are monetized, you could double, triple, quadruple your output, making your revenue and your earnings just go shoot the roof.
Yeah, man. You never know. I think that there's something there. I think it's going to take time. I obviously think that it's going to have to be good enough for people to not complain. It's going to have to be real good. All right, I did want to check okay, so let's keep the ball rolling here. I wanted to look at the overall crypto right now. Bitcoin 95.5, Ethereum 26.77. I got the Ethereum chart on in the back, looking like it's kind of trying to maintain somewhat of that bullish trend line from the two bottoms established at 1 a.m. last night. But we'll keep an eye on that, kind of forming a baby pennant. Solana 165. That's a chart I really want to talk about today. I think the Solana chart, there's a lot of money to be made there if you're paying attention to the Solana chart. Specifically, that chart has been obviously more volatile than the rest. I mean, look at Bitcoin down in the past 7 days, 1.6%. Solana in the past 7 days down 17%. So that's what I'm always telling you guys, that like, a lot of, day traders like CryptoFace, for instance, he just likes to trade, Bitcoin. Sometimes he'll throw a sweet trade in, but I'm always looking for the altcoin setups, because like if Bitcoin is ranging 3%, Solana is ranging 17%. You need that volatility, and that
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, I got my start with exclusively trading Bitcoin, right? And then as we start to see exactly the things you're talking about, there's a little bit better volatility, especially now that Bitcoin's like around 100,000. I feel like volatility in some of the altcoins, better potential to make some decent money.
Yep.
And while the king is always the king and it's always the first mover, I just feel like, there's better opportunities out there to make higher gains, like on a shorter time frame.
Yep. 100%. So some things I did want to zoom in specifically today is that I wanted to talk about first of all, the total crypto market cap. Wait, I have the total here. Let me connect to this, share this tab instead. So this is something we touched on late last week. And so right here, this 3.01 trillion, this is the high from 2021. All right. And so this is obviously our new all-time high, established December 16th, right around here, at 3.73 trillion. And if you're going to tell me that this bull run's all-time high is only 25% larger than 2021's total all-time high, I don't know. I'm going to say no. Absolutely not. I do, like I said, it is interesting that we are holding this floor right now. Hodor. But yeah, Jada. And then also with this, it's really interesting how it could even fall down to here, like 2.42 trillion if it fell straight down, and it could still technically be in this uptrend. So, I think it's important to understand, okay, we're in this uptrend, we're still in an uptrend, we're still holding support resistance, but it could get worse. All right. And I think it is likely to get worse before it gets better. I kind of want to zoom in on like the 6 hour here for a minute. All right, so now we're established that this yellow line is the 2021 high, and that line has acted as support resistance. This white line down here is actually our high from May. March of 2024. And what's interesting is that there's not much in between here. If you go back in time, there's nothing there. All right, you see how there's nothing there at all except for that touch in 2021. We got rejected here in 2024, and then once we went through this level, you see how quick we shot right through there. That is problematic if we were to lose. Oops, I just didn't mean to do that. If we were to lose our 2021 high, the yellow line here, look at the volume profile. You see how we kind of have this volume spike here, which is keeping us alive up here, by the way. All right. But, we have this kind of dip off to here. All right. So if we lose this, the total chart is likely to drop from 3.01 trillion all the way to 2.72 trillion. That would be about a 9.65% drop in the total chart in the event that happens. So keep a close eye on these levels. Anytime you see a gap like this in a chart and it's just the only thing that's there is boom, this quick little stick, it will come down just as quick as it came up. That's how these things work. So you want to keep a close eye on the total chart. And also, if you want to kind of investigate a little bit more on the total chart, you kind of want to draw like a downtrend like this, and then maybe even kind of connect the dots, making this like a triangle. Because in all honesty, this has, it kind of tested here. We did wick down, but the body of the candles here, we tested here multiple times. You can interpret this as a triangle easily. And that's how I'll be looking at this thing. So I do, or even if you want to draw it like this, you could draw this as a flag. You could draw this as a flag for sure, if you want to. So I'm keeping an eye on this either way. What matters is this support resistance line, and what matters is this downtrend. This bottom trend line is kind of just for eye candy. You're not going to have any trading ideas based off that bottom line, even if it's a flag or a triangle. What matters is the support resistance. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Hopefully we can find a way. I mean, we did just get the death cross here on the 6 hour. Did we get a death cross on the 12 hour? I want to look at that. No death cross on the 12 hour yet. And guys, I've seen charts come very close to getting death crosses where it hasn't happened. Sometimes you'll see the EMAs kind of come down, they'll form and they'll get close, and it doesn't mean it has to happen. So, keep a close eye on that. And guys, 3.01 trillion on the total chart. That is the do or die alarm for the coin. So, but some people aren't big fans of, oh wow, someone just gifted Big Pay in the chat, gifted 10 AJ Writes Crypto memberships. Big shout out to everyone who was gifted a membership. Big Pay, thanks so much for dropping by. Definitely, it's been a while since I've seen my good friend Big Pay. I know he's been working on his project Atrium. Would certainly love to talk about that with him, and I hope your move has gone well as well, man. So hopefully I'll see you at ETH Denver or something. I'll hit you up. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. We do appreciate it. Maybe we'll do more membership gifting here at the towards the end of the show, because we are on Friday. We are going to do a members only. I'm going to get much more consistent with the members only shows. Obviously, a lot of traveling this year, a lot of crazy moving around this year. Hasn't been the most stable year so far. It's been my best year, and it's been my worst year, all in the first 7 weeks of this year. So, hey, but we're not complaining. Especially, hey, JJ, all I'm going to say is go Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly. That's all I'm going to say. I can't wait to tell you guys how much I bet on the Super Bowl. I still haven't told the audience. I still haven't showed the audience what I haven't. I wore it, but I don't think anyone said anything. No one said shit. They didn't catch it, but it's all good. It's all good. Jade is like, stop flexing. Okay, I'm done being silly. All right, so looking at the total crypto chart that we just did, we realized we have a big support resistance line from the 2021 high at 3.01 trillion. But a lot of people, especially us alt traders who are only really focused on keeping track of our altcoin bags. I understand a lot of people that are trying to get those 5-7x multiples are not holding Bitcoin. They're not holding Ethereum. And previously, we would look at the total 3 chart to look at our altcoins. The total 3 is the same thing as the total chart, except it excludes the market caps for Bitcoin, and it removes the market cap for Ethereum. So it's kind of a more well-rounded picture of everything else because Bitcoin and Ethereum take up so much market cap. But lately, I've been looking at the others chart instead, literally OTHERS, others. And others is all the total crypto market cap minus the top 10. So Tether, USDC are not involved because the stable coin skews the chart a little bit. And I think that's better than total 3 because it eliminates USDT and USDC, and it also eliminates XRP and Solana. Because if you do like the kind of mental math on the difference between total 3 and others, is that right here, looking at the market caps, XRP's market cap is 147.8 billion. Solana's market cap is 81 billion. But then right here, if you eliminate the top 10, so the biggest coin in the other chart would be Tron at 20 billion. Wrap Bitcoin 12 billion, Chainlink 11.3 billion. You get my point. So if we're just trying to focus on like to take the complete pulse for the altcoins, we are going to want to look at the others chart. So here is the chart for others here. No, let me scoot. I like putting my head on. Actually, I didn't mind my head on that side for this chart. Okay, so we have looked at this chart a lot before. All right, and what's interesting is that it's funny looking at the others is that on the total chart and on the Bitcoin chart, obviously we had a bigger high over here, but on the others, as in the altcoins, they have not gone as high as they did in 2021. That is really interesting. All right. And what does that tell you? That we have not had, the proper altcoin bull market that we all long for. And even at the top in 2021, the highest the others have ever gone is 489 billion, where our local high this year, 449. So what was the percentage difference? So last time it was about 12.8% higher than it was this time. So I am looking to see this chart rebound for the sake of Fibonacci. We go from the swing low to our local high. So here we are retesting the 0.5, and the 0.5 has been across a lot of altcoins where we are retesting right now. I know yesterday I put an idea for Dogecoin in the Telegram group. Dogecoin retesting the 0.5. I believe SWI was retesting the 0.5. A lot of altcoins are either testing the 618, which would be considered golden pocket, or the 0.5. So when I see a 0.5 retest, I think to myself, is it going to continue to bleed to test the 618? Possible. Or could this be like a place to rebound? So just be aware that where we are right now, we are literally at testing the 0.5 on the others in Fibonacci. I want you to keep that point in your mind as I continue my analysis here. So we did talk about this kind of pennant before. As you can see, these lines, this downtrend and this uptrend, and this pennant did break to the downside. I forget exactly which show I drew that is, but I remember drawing this on a live stream. So we can see that the pennant broke down, but on the daily chart, we still have not seen the death cross yet. The money flow obviously coming down to the red, the momentum oscillator still coming down, RSI pushing down. Our saving grace here is that the point of control is above the current price, which makes me think, hey, okay, are we going to bounce off the 0.5? So what you want to do for others is you see this level right here. It actually goes all the way back, all right, to about right here. All right, this level right here. It's kind of very close to where we are, a little bit below where we are, because we really want to zoom in and set it on these wicks right here. You see these wicks right here? I'm not too worried about this wick. If we lose these wicks, this wick becomes the target. All right, because we've been there before. All right, so I'm not too worried about that. But so this level right here on the other chart is at 250.88 billion is the alarm for the other chart. And if that alarm goes off, you can tell yourself, okay, altcoins are likely to continue to bleed. The altcoin apocalypse is likely to continue, because look, you can kind of go back and see this has been a major support resistance level along the way. It's been tested multiple times, since May of 2024. So that is one thing to certainly pay attention to. Also is look at the volume profile here. I would kind of have this volume spike and then this dip and another volume spike, which is why when we wicked to here, which is why I'm saying if we were to lose this, we are likely to probably bleed and then retest that wick level. And out of curiosity, if we were to redraw that Fibonacci from the swing low, All right. I wonder if how close that is to the 618. Fib retracement. And look, that wick level literally is the 618. All right. So you see how the math is mathing, ladies and gentlemen. The math is mathing quite well. I should add. Last thing I want to talk about on this chart. And guys, this isn't looking at like breaking down the other chart. It's kind of just like every altcoin. I want you to consider all our altcoins can kind of reflect this chart in some way, shape, or form. All right. So it's not like it's direct TA, but this analysis is super important for it's like the overall health. Like as a barometer for everything, and I want you guys to use this chart to your advantage. So if we kind of draw this downtrend like this is kind of how I'm interpreting this chart at the moment. And also if you want to kind of come down here and consider, okay, well, what do we have here? We kind of connect these dots. Okay. So now we can see that from these tests here, 2, 3, now we can say that, okay, if we lose that level, and by the time we get there, and also keep in mind this yellow support resistance line is basically the 618. If we lose this uptrend that started forming all the way back in August of 2024, we lose that, it's really bad. That's like, I would say that this is the pennant. So if we actually kind of ignored this local bottom end of the downtrend, which really doesn't matter that much anyway, and we kind of pulled this line over and we make this yellow, make this full. This is like the pennant of all pennants for altcoins. Point of intersection, March 30th. Oof. March 30th. So by March 30th, the others chart is going to break out or break down. And break down is way worse because that would be a complete loss of structure from the uptrend we're forming here. So guys, what I'm saying is that if we go and test 618, it's over for altcoins for a while. And guys, these things take time. I want you to think about 2024. Just look at the year we just had in 2024. We had our wake up in March. And then what happened? All summer long, we got our teeth kicked in. All summer. It took forever. It's over. That was it. Early cycle, blah, 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 blah. And then what happened? We wake up one morning and boom. Generally, these massive pumps. Let's go back in history. I want to show you something. I'm going to find my Bitcoin dominance chart here. I want to show, and I also want to show you very quickly. Oh, yeah, let me move my head back to that. So actually like it over there. So here's Bitcoin dominance right here. I do want to say from yesterday that Bitcoin dominance kind of stuck and moved up. So that's also bad news bears for the altcoins that dominance is still tracking at 61, could be looking to push another all-time high. We need this dominance is what it took for us to have the pump we had in November. All right. So it doesn't take that much bleeding from the dominance to see a real pump. But the fact that this thing kind of dipped, wicked, and where did it wick? Right at that trend line. Basically right at that trend line. Stick and move. So let's go back and just look at Bitcoin for a second. I'm just going to find a random Bitcoin chart I've never looked at before. Of course, there's some marks. There's some marks on it, of course. No, this one doesn't go back far enough. Futures. Nope, that's not it either. What am I doing? BTC versus dollar. Okay, so let's go back and look at this. So from starting in 2021, how long did this pump take from when I really kind of started waking up to that top? 182 days. What about this one? 115 days. Let's go from here. 180 days. 160 days. So, generally these pumps happen about 150 to 180 days. So what I'm saying is that it would make a lot of sense if for Bitcoin, based off just the time frame on generally how long these pumps take, pump, like the four main moves up since 2021, it would make sense for this to bleed for a little while before we see the next leg up. It's not at all uncommon to see 30-35% dips in a bull market. All right. And even just kind of when you look at Bitcoin at face value, like you kind of have this, obviously this support resistance here at 74.2. I mean, Bitcoin could come all the way down, all the way down. It could come to here and go up, and it would still be a bull market. Still.
That would close our gap too. That has been open for quite some time.
Where are you talking about CME gap?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I want to say I have 77 to 81, somewhere around there.
That makes sense. A lot of there are some I believe that will never get filled, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Guys, I think we're going to suffer this year. I think we're going to suffer this year. I think we're going to rejoice at the end of the year, Q3, Q4, but we got a long road between now and then. And you know, it's one of those things you got to look at and be like, you know, you got to kind of assess that risk, man. It's like, you know, if you're hodling and you're hodling with tax implications in your mind, and you're saying you want everything I want to hold for at least a year. You know, if that's the case, I would say that I don't think the top's in. I think that we're going to see a better bull run at the end of this year. But if you're playing the jump in, jump out game, well, actually, before I get to that, for the long-term holders that are holding with tax in their mind, that's why we day trade. We day trade to offset the losses from our long-term bags. That's extremely important. And it's also important why you separate your day trade bag from your long-term bag. They are not the same, and never shall the two meet. But for the people that are playing the jump in, jump out game, this is something you have to consider. I mean, I think it's playing with fire chains. Anytime they have the all in, all out mentality, I think it's kind of a rookie move to completely jump in and jump out. But I don't think the run is finished. Not at all.
This is a dangerous time to do that. I think sometimes there are clearer expectations, or even if you've so we know people in a community that have set price targets on Bitcoin. They already executed their sells and now they're just waiting, right? So if you've already executed that stuff, it makes a whole lot of sense. If you have a strategy, I get it. However, right now, I think this isn't the right time to reassess a complete I think overhaul of your portfolio.
Yeah,
you know, getting into stables and jumping in 100%, like DCA out, you know, scale out. Sure, maybe some of the positions, you guys heard from me the other day. I swapped my Ethereum, or I swapped my Solana for Ethereum. Right now, that's paying off pretty good. Is that my long-term solution? No, but right now in the short term, it is working out pretty well. And I think you make minor tweaks here and there, but don't capitulate 100% and get into stables. That's not the right move right now.
Yeah, and also it's interesting because when we looked at the Doge breakdown from my Telegram group yesterday, we looked at the Fibonacci's for the others chart and a handful of other altcoins just on the live stream yesterday. And then you come over here and you look at the Fibonacci on Bitcoin from the swing low from the bottom of the bear market. Guys, Bitcoin is as strong as it gets. It's not even all the way down to the 236. The 236 is at 86.4. And you know what that means? This is Bitcoin's bull run. Just like every bull run is Bitcoin's bull run. It's very important to not forget. I know you want to make your money on the altcoins, but guys, Bitcoin is 12% below its all-time high at 108,000 and change. It's only 12% down. All the altcoins, the Algorands, the H-bars, the V-chains, the Graphs, the Jasmines, the Chainlinks, the Cardanos, everything is 30, 40, 50% down from their 2024 top. So the fact that Bitcoin is holding its strength right now, that kind of tells a lot of the story for me. And I think that Bitcoin very easily, it could still maintain this uptrend, this overall uptrend that it has. It could even come down, retest, because remember this high from back in March that we drew. It could come all the way down, which is basically the 382 on Fibonacci. It could come down to here, test this, still respect this uptrend, and continue, and still be in a bull market. And I think that's something people always forget. People always want to jump to worst case scenario because they see how much their altcoin bag has bled. Oh no, Algorand's down. I had $100,000 in Algorand. Now it's only 61,000. Oh, I had $100,000 in H-bar. Now it's only 63,000. But Bitcoin could go all the way to high to mid 80s. Altcoins would get obliterated, but we could still structurally be in an uptrend.
Yeah, and I think like you had said something a few minutes ago that really kind of hits the nail on the head. Is this is Bitcoin's bull run? What is the narrative? It's the Bitcoin around the world. It's domestically here. Like, yeah, we do talk about meme coins. We do talk about altcoins. We talk about all that stuff. But the overall narrative right now is absolutely unequivocally.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, we lost your camera there, but I believe we can still hear you. I still see your mic levels pumping up.
Phone call.
We will circle back to that in a minute. But yeah, guys, I think that I think you got to think to yourself, how much can Bitcoin bleed? And we are still technically in an uptrend. The answer to that, as long as it between now and April 16th, Bitcoin could actually fall to 74,000 between now and April 16th, tax day, and then technically still be in this uptrend. And then once April 16th goes by, then it hits that level where the uptrend matters. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin hasn't even started to bleed yet. And if we're going to see like a proper retest, and also kind of think back 24, I'm really using 24 as a guideline here. We're kind of getting rid of Fibonacci. If you kind of just look at the flag, remember we talked about this flag all year last year. What did I say? I said we're in the flag until we're not. And then once we break the flag, we have to talk about reclaiming all-time highs. And once we get to here, now we can have a conversation about altcoins. And that was 100% what happened. Out of curiosity, how long did this take from this top here until the day it reclaimed and put in a new all-time high? How many days was that? 243 days, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey, Chains, can you go on ChatGPT and ask what would be the date 243 days from now? I want to know that, because that's how long it took. It took from March 7th to November 9th for that to happen. And what did we do between here and here? We suffered all summer. What is that date, Chains?
Let's see. Wednesday, October 19th. No. Yeah, 243 days from now is October 19th, 2025.
243 days from now is October 19th. What's that? Q3, Q4, when the bull run's projected to happen. We're going to suffer. It's that simple. We're going to suffer. It's going to suck. We're going to do a lot of shorts in the Telegram group. We're going to be playing the game. Is there a chance we have some summer pump? Whatever. Yeah, I'm not throwing that out. But what I'm focusing on is the narrative. Bitcoin halving cycle has not failed us. And until it does, I'm going to go into every bull run saying, okay, look at the glow, about a year and a half away. So we're going to play the game. We're going to be patient, guys. This is not the time to freak out. This is the time to realize, okay, it took time in 21. It took time. What happened? Sell in May, walk away. Remember that dip? I was there. It was terrible. Remember, we waited through the bear market. We got through 2024, which was a nightmare from that 243 day gap. I think 2025 is going to be another game of how patient can you be. That is ultimately the game.
Do you think, looking back at that chart, when we do start to see Bitcoin fall, will we see altcoins rise up, or is it just pack it up for a little bit?
Yeah, when Bitcoin falls, the alts are going to get punished, because dude, Bitcoin fell from here to here. And this 12% fall for Bitcoin was a 40 to 35% fall for altcoins. I think there is a point where altcoins are going to hold like their own charts, like respectively, like they're going to hold. Let's look at VeChain, for instance. Okay. Like right now, VeChain is at its 786, actually is like right below its 786. And this is that 12% fall for Bitcoin was from wick top to right now a 60% fall. VeChain's down 60% exactly in the past 78 days. And what am I saying? That any VeChain you buy, big picture, any VeChain you buy below 4 cents is a fucking win. Why? All right, 4 cents to VeChain's local top is exactly 100%. I've done that math before. That's why I keep saying 4 cents, because local top was 8 cents. So it's exactly a double your money situation anytime you buy VeChain under 4 cents. Even from right now back to local top, what we got here for VeChain from current price back to local top, 154%. But here's the thing. I believe that when Bitcoin punishes, I think that it's really important for the altcoins to maintain the floors they held before we popped off. And guys, this is the thing. And this is why I don't want you guys to lose hope. All right, let's get rid of the Fibonacci. Let's look at this, right? So VeChain, we had our 2024 local high, you know, February, March, right? We came down, we came down, we came down, we came down. And look at the lowest point. The lowest point on this whole chart, we wick tested it here. We tested it here, and then we tested it here. And what is this date? November 4th. And how long did it take for VeChain to go from its lowest point, since it hasn't gone that low since November 23, mind you. All right. And from that level to its local top, it was 327% in 28 days. That's what I'm saying about altcoins. You are going to get punished. It is going to suck. We have to be patient. It's going to take time. But from the lowest point of the alts you hold, you are 28 days away from gaining 322%. You know, I don't want to hear, oh, this coin is dead, that coin is dead, dinosaur coins, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of 28, that's the all-time high for VeChain is 28 cents. A lot of people are wondering, do you think VeChain will get back up towards all-time high? Now, I think conditions are going to be an absolute determination of all of this, but say we do get favorable conditions, we do get an altcoin run, what's the chances VeChain hits all-time high this cycle?
I mean, I think it can. I think it can, because first of all, we got to zoom out pretty big here, all right? And also the level that it's at right now, it is fighting at the 2023 all-time high. Also kind of keep that in mind, just kind of big, massive support resistance. And really the low of all low levels is down here. So if it was to kind of give this back, it's one of those things. I don't think it's going to bleed all the way. I think it's going to hold some sort of uptrend down there if it goes past that floor. But that's kind of a different conversation. But in terms of yeah. So does that put it in perspective? Because I think that there's here 16 cents, here 18 cents, here, which is like top like 28. Oops, I mean to do that. 28 cents, something like that. So VeChain, man, it has a long way to go, but a better way to look at this would be go to Coin Perspective. So this is my favorite place to do moon math, thecoinperspective.com. Go to VeChain, vet, boom, boom, boom. And then if we were going to say 28 cents, which would be a previous all-time high, that would require a $22.7 billion market cap. And when you really think about it, this is why I tell people, if you want to 7x, if you want to 8 or 10x, you need to scroll down on the list. I love HBAR. HBAR's I made so much money on HBAR this year, but HBAR's market cap right now is around, what is HBAR? Because right now it would take 22.7 billion for VeChain to previous all-time high. Right now, HBAR's market cap is 8.4, and it was at like 17 for a minute there. So you get my point. So VeChain is going to have to basically have the day in the sun that Hedera had in the last pump. And guys, 22.7 billion is very obtainable for VeChain.
Absolutely, man. There's like this, I don't know what the recipe is or the secret sauce is, but I think if you look back historically, there's like, if you are in like that under $5 billion range, you have a high probability in the parabolic phase to get up to that $30 billion level. It's just like that sweet spot where you can reach that. And so like when you talk about it, like attainable, 100%
is
possible.
It's very obtainable. And some of Tom H said, has the vet supply increased since the all-time high? Yes, it has. Watch my vet price prediction video that I did on this channel, I think probably 6 months ago. Everything about the supply is there. And now that there is actually been some changes to VeChain's tokenomics, I remember I did this little tweet here yesterday. They just put this this tweet out yesterday, the Regaming talking about its tokenomics, and Sonny did a really good kind of overview in a tweet.
I think he even
Here it is.
he ratioed that tweet.
Here it is right here. So I'm excited about the upcoming tokenomic upgrade about VET and VTHOR. VTHO minting correlates with total VET staking, reduced VTHO inflation and more burning rate. Concentrate VTHO rewards to VET staking only. Much higher rewards to VET stake by 3 to 5 times as today. 5 to 20%. Target to increase total VET staking percent by 10 times as today. New levels of eco nodes with lower entry and bigger scale of participation introduced along with the existing X node eco node. Early bird rewards starts from staking node NFT launch in June without extra inflation, all for decentralized and more institution engagement. Because guys, in terms of this is really important. All for decentralization and more institution engagements, along with more community engagement. Right here, he said it. He literally told on himself. More institution engagement. That's what VeChain is working on. And you have to play the game, play the tape out with VeChain. They are positioning themselves to, you have to understand, as a crypto project, it's all about optics. It's all about optics. Because look at Solana, look at Ondo. These projects in crypto that have gotten these very strong institutional backers. And look what happens to the market caps of those projects once it gets to those. And how did it get there? Because they have a good optics. And VeChain is positioning itself. It is the prettiest girl in the room right now, in my opinion, by far. When we're talking, it's reevaluate. Jade is going. You're always the prettiest girl in the room. You're always the prettiest room in the girl. I'm just kidding. Okay. But no, so but VeChain is positioning itself to be the prettiest girl in the room. They're reevaluating their staking. They're following Algorand is what they're doing. Algorand redid it staking. VeChain says, oh yeah, that's the bar you set. Well, I'm going to go get the rewards higher than you because you guys just did all this work. Now we're going to jump over top and give better rewards. That's what they're doing. That's pretty clear. That's what they're doing. I just put that together. And then also, so you got to consider that the 1-2 punch of their narrative. Obviously, they've been known for their supply chain stuff, which kind of evolved into RWAs. They've been doing that. I believe they are the first crypto project to ever do RWAs. If you really go back and look at, from when they started like 2017, 2018 into now, I wanted them to change their slogan to the king of RWAs, and Sonny liked it, but the PR team didn't. So, anyway, but also they have the 1-2 punch of RWAs and sustainability. And that's what I'm saying by they're positioning themselves for good optics. So institutions want to jump on board because they're back. All the decisions they make are backed by empirical data based off the Boston Consulting Group. And the Boston Consulting Group is saying the RWA sector is going to be worth 16 trillion by 2030. And the sustainability sector is going to be worth 26 trillion by 2030. And think about that. There's so much hype in crypto about RWAs. Every crypto project just seems to be an RWA project now. We got the Ondos, we got the Aderas, the Algorands, the VeChains. But it's funny that the Boston Consulting Group, the most respected consultant firm in America, if not the world, is saying RWAs by 2030, 16 trillion, but sustainability 26 trillion. That sustainability is going to be worth 10 trillion more than RWAs. You know why? Because everyone is going to want to get in on the green narrative. As the world progresses, as pollution gets worse, and as we kind of ruin the one planet we have, there is going to be a major push to renew, to reuse, to recycle. And this isn't me just spewing words. This is empirical data that made that trajectory for the sustainability sector. So guys, if VeChain gets 1/2 of 1/2 of 1% of RWAs and gets 1/2 of 1/2 of 1/2% of sustainability, which they are positioning themselves really good for both sectors, a $22 billion market cap for VeChain is a small jump. Is a small jump. And don't tell me, oh, Dino coins, those coins are dead. Last cycle's coins, blah blah blah. In the Thanksgiving pump that we had, Algorand, VeChain, and HBAR, all three of those were in the top 10 performers in that 90-day period. People tell me, oh, that's last cycle, blah, 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 blah. No, this cycle, the coins from last time that learned their lesson, that are doing it better now on the charts, have already proven themselves to be top performers. And what have I been telling you guys since 2022 when I started tweeting about Algorand? When this channel started, you know, at the end of 2023, we've been talking about H-bar, we've been talking about Algorand, and we've been talking about VeChain. And in this last pump, all three were top 10 performers. And you heard it here first at AJ Writes Crypto. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Got about 250 people all at once here on YouTube. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Hey, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, become a member, do the things. I don't know. Also got a bunch of people over on Twitter. That feels like so many people. But guys, we got a bunch to talk about. But I saw a couple questions in the chat that I missed as we were talking about a couple things. Where was that one? There was a couple questions that were good, but now of course I can't find them. Is there an argument for a bear trap? Of course. And I think that's what I'm saying, Overnight Express, is that if we look at Bitcoin, where is the Bitcoin chart that I had? 1 second. Here it is. It's right here. So share this have been said. All right. So, and that's what I'm saying, is that Bitcoin could, if it dumps straight down, like between April 16th. So this support resistance line meets this trend line on April 16th, April 21st, excuse me. Okay. So it could fall to here. And then once it passes that date in April, that line starts going up. So what I'm saying is that Bitcoin from today could fall to here, or over time goes up and technically still be in an uptrend. And as long as Bitcoin falls and holds this uptrend and continues, that is a trap. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin can fall a pretty long way and still technically be in an uptrend. And as long as it respects the uptrend, we're good to go. So I 100% think, yeah, that would be a trap. And think about how many 30-35% dips we've seen in every bull run ever. This is a part of the game. And guys, the Q3, Q4 this year, I'm telling you, Q3, Q4 this year. What are we thinking on render? I think I could pull that chart later in the show, in the show at the very end, maybe. I know someone wanted to look at Pyth. So render, Pyth, we can pull those charts. I don't have a problem with that. Tall call for vet, but they have a lot of good partnerships, and not to mention the visibility, the partnership with the UFC, man. Whew, we're doing a 4Ocean cleanup. There's this project called 4Ocean. It's like a nonprofit. And so at the fight in Miami in April, they basically have like 28 locations worldwide, or 27 locations worldwide. And they basically like use these big, massive nets. And they showed me like a spreadsheet on like how many like bottles they clean out of the ocean every year. And it's like, it's insane. It's insane how much of a difference these guys are making. I met the two like top guys at the project, and they are partnered with the VeChain, with the VBetter, and they're partnered with the UFC Foundation. And in April, I'm going to do a 4Ocean cleanup. It's going to be me, Jada, Paisan, a couple people from VeChain, including Sunny. It's going to be the dudes from 4Ocean, and it's going to be 3 people from the UFC, one of which is Dana White himself. I couldn't be more bullish on VeChain if I tried, dude. They are positioning themselves so well for that institutional engagement, because like what other project is doing like one-on-one stuff with Dana White? You know what I mean? They're the prettiest girl in the room. They're improving their staking. They're all about, being carbon neutral, carbon negative. They're all about cleaning up the world. They're literally, how much money they've put into VBetter, man. I'm telling you, in terms of institutions, VeChain is going to absolutely kill it. Absolutely kill it.
I want to just really quick touch on this.
Sure.
The whole like sustainability, environmental issue that you brought up. And listen, and I follow the Boston Consulting Group study on RWAs almost religiously. And I kind of feel like that 16 trillion is very conservative, right? I think 30 to 50 is where we were looking. And if you're saying that they're saying 22% or 22 is like the number, 22 trillion is the number for sustainability, conservatively, it could even be higher.
26 trillion.
26 trillion, excuse me. Like,
Yep.
So with that being said, man, like, when you think about sustainability, you think, look, so RWAs and tokenization, we're playing a really big narrative here, how we're going to tokenize our financial ecosystem and how BlackRock's playing the role here. And that's just here domestically. But when you think about sustainability, you got to open the doors to the entire world. And I think that 26 trillion, man, if we're talking conservative numbers, that could be out of control as well. Because, wow.
Yeah, man.
I hadn't even thought about this.
Yeah.
This is, something that's just like, you said it, and it was just like, holy smokes. Like, that is just like an aha moment for me. Like, that's massive opportunity. And they are, I would say, the absolute leader. That if you were to look at the top 100, what other, let's go environmental projects are there? I don't know.
Exactly. You know, and it's such an easy pitch. Like when I I have a V-Better wrap on the Cybertruck, and people in parking lots or at Tesla chargers or at the Target, whatever, they come up and they're like, damn, like earn free crypto. Like, what is that? I'm like, oh yeah, like there's this thing called mugshot where all you do is you take a picture of a cup of coffee. And since you're not using a plastic cup, you're using a cup that you're going to wash and reuse again. We're going to give you crypto for that. You can literally earn crypto for going on a walk. You can earn rewards with your grocery receipts. You can, every time you charge an electric vehicle, you earn rewards. And if you do these things all the time, you do multiple actions on V-Better every day. Guys, do you know what coin 10x in over the past like 2 months?
V-Better.
The better token that you earn. It 10x'd. 10. All the 10x's in meme world that y'all were looking for, it happened over here on VeChain. Just saying, guys. Just saying. And not to mention, you might be like, oh, well, I only get 10 cents every time I take a picture of my cup of coffee. Well, one, you're taking a picture of a cup of coffee. It's really simple to do. You do it every day. And that's the point of V-Better. It's trying to train you into making a habit to incentivize you to do the right thing. So you charge your electric vehicle, once a week. All right, you get rewards. You take a picture of your mugshot every single day. You go on a walk every single day. You go grocery shopping every couple of days. Not to mention all the new dApps that they're putting out. He wants to have 100 dApps by the end of this year. There will be, so every action you do throughout your day could be monetizable, even if it's for a micro transaction. But then you think to yourself, okay, well, I made, 50 cents a day. I'm going to do that every day for 5 years. And that 50 cents you earn is going to fluctuate like a normal crypto and could 10x and 10x again. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to keep it rolling. We've been talking about VeChain for a minute, but hey, shout out to VeChain. Big shout out to Sunny. Shout out to Paisan. Everyone on that team, man. Couldn't be more excited to be a part of it. But I was bullish on it way before I became a member of the team, like as a media partner. And that's another thing with Algorand, dude. I was championing Algorand like way before. I think people like miss that about me. They're like, oh, like you're just shilling the projects you work for. I'm like, well, the thing is that I was another guy in the chat just like you. I literally was a fanboy for Algorand and VeChain way before I started working for them professionally. But that's the thing, guys. I think because people kind of get the wires crossed. Because like not everyone that does crypto does content. And if you do content, that's like where those opportunities kind of arise. So most traders are like, oh, why does he get the thing? I'm like, well, like you guys aren't doing content. So I don't know, man. But it's just one of those things. Do align yourself with the projects that make sense to you inside. Align yourself with your vibe, your ethos. I know guys that are like super big in Solana. That makes sense because like that's like kind of their vibe. I feel like people align themselves with the project that matches their vibe. I know that sounds weird and roofy or whatever, but I'm serious. Like it does. J-Chains, am I wrong? Am I crazy?
I mean, a little bit, but no. No, not at all.
Yeah, you should check out Magic Eden. Maybe H-bar 2. That's facts. All right. So I do got a handful of news stories I want to talk about. We kind of got off the rails a little bit here today. Guys, I do want to say the Bitunix promo, it's still up. I'm leaving it up until Thursday. I'm going to talk about it every day. I'm giving away $1,000 where 5 people win $200. This tweet is pinned to the top of my profile. Like, retweet, sign up for Bitunix, get that UID number, and you will have a chance to win. 5 people are going to win $200. And guys, this prize pool is awesome. It's super. If you want to win $200 off the bat, all you have to do is sign up with that link that's in the tweet, deposit $1,000, and you're going to get $200 just like that. So you really have a chance to win $400, and $200 is guaranteed as long as you move $1,000 to that account that you sign up with that link. And there's a progressive prize pool up to $2,000 based off the collected traded volume, and depending on how much you deposit, you can get VIP, which kind of has an impact on your trading fees and stuff like that. And I will be saying that all the trading on Bitunix is going really well. So much liquidity, so many altcoins. It's almost like there's so much to look at, but there's too many choices to leverage trade on Bitunix. But yeah, it's going really well. Make sure you head over to Twitter, guys, because for the deposit bonus, you have to sign up with the link on Twitter. All right. And once this is over, then the link down below will be my normal sign up link. And of course, we'll do more giveaways and stuff with that. I want to constantly, push people to sign up for Bitunix, mainly because, guys, you live in America. No VPN, no KYC, top shelf liquidity. No VPN, no KYC, no PAL ID, none of that. I'm telling you, Bitunix is the truth right now. It is the best place to leverage trade. CryptoFace doing all his leverage trades on Bitunix. Altcoin Daily, exclusive deal with Bitunix. AJ Writes Crypto, exclusive deal with Bitunix. Cryptos Are Us, exclusive deal with Bitunix. They are aligning themselves with the best in the space. This exchange is taking over. I'm telling you guys, go to the link on the Twitter, get involved. Skate Horn Lake, do you have to deposit 1,000 all at once? Or can you deposit multiple times up to 1,000? That's a really good question, dude. I would say, I think it would just have to be a value of 1,000. Totally. That would be my guess. I could double check with my guy. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, click the link on Twitter. That's where the deposit bonus is. And JB says, I don't have a Twitter. All right, man. I got to say this. JB, you're a member of my channel, man, and I've seen your name in my channel a lot. I got to feel, but dude, crypto lives on Twitter, brother. Crypto lives on Twitter. You're missing a piece of the alpha puzzle. You're missing out on the news as it comes out. We go to Crypto Panic. Crypto Panic is the best news aggregator. I'll show it to you, okay? Because it gives us all the stories, the trending stories right here, and then the stories as they come. It's the best aggregator. It aggregates Cointelegraph, The Block, Crypto News, Finbold. It does all this stuff, okay? It aggregates it together, but it happens on Twitter first. Comes out on Twitter before it comes out on the news. Twitter is the new news. I want you to stop thinking about Twitter as a social media platform. I want you to start thinking about it as this is my news now. That is certainly the truth. So JB, hey, sign up for Twitter, man. I'm telling you. Give me a follow. Give Jay Chains a follow. Go follow your favorite crypto projects. All of the crypto projects are taking their social media really seriously. All the news is on Twitter. I'm telling you. You if you're in crypto, you have to have a Twitter. Period. End of story. All right. So I got to talk about this, man. Adam 22 Chains. What a dumbass.
Come on, man.
He literally released a coin called Cuck. And he said that, you got to watch the CoffeeZilla video. It's hilarious. He said that basically, I'm releasing a new meme coin on Solana. And then CoffeeZilla was like, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, I have nothing to do with it. I just got paid to make that. But he's like, no, you just said that you were doing it. Like, you can't do that. The guy's an idiot. If you don't know who Adam 22 is, I mean, you're probably good not knowing who Adam 22 is. I used to like the podcast No Jumper. I like the Mickey Mays interview on No Jumper. Like they had some good content, but then Adam just kind of like went far out to left field, and the scenes with his wife, and of course they're getting divorced. Imagine, I'm so surprised why that relationship didn't work. But yeah, stay away from that kind of stuff, guys. It's just going to get you in trouble. And I do got to say that I think there is a place for meme coins in crypto. But do you know what meme traders don't know? Meme traders are not good leverage traders. Because if you're a leverage trader, like myself, like CryptoFace, and you have an edge on the market, you're not wasting your time throwing a dart at the new thing on Pump Fund. The meme traders don't know how to leverage trade, because if they did, they would not be wasting their time throwing darts. They would be making money with a concise pattern, a concise strategy, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It's that simple. So if you want to have fun with it, it's literally called pump.fun. Have fun with it. Couple $100, whatever. Okay. But when people are like, I lost my life savings on ALTCOIN, I'm like, dude, this isn't the coin's fault. This is like your terrible decision-making skills. And I'm just going to say, guys, you know, I agree with Andy S in the chat. That's a really, really good comment. Meme traders are all for me, not community. Bro, that's facts. I think there's a place for memes, man. I think like where Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, like those kind of projects that like kind of have their spot in the top 100, the top 20 even, they earned their spot. But like when there's 1,000 coins released a day and all of them are basically designed, it's a zero-sum game where it's designed for the people that are making the project. They're going to make money because they make money off the trading fees. They don't really give a shit if the project does good or not, because if X amount of people buy the project, sell the project, they're making money off the fees. They're the rake of the casino. They don't give a shit if the coin succeeds or not. In fact, they know the coin's going to fail, but they also know how much money they're going to make in fees. It's a waste of time. It is not. It's a bad look for all of crypto, in my opinion. It's a bad look for all of crypto, because there is much more intelligent ways to make money in crypto. I'll leave it there. I'm not completely hating on the whole community. I think there's a place for it, but I think that it's getting out of hand, and it's a pee stain on the bed of crypto. I'll leave it there. All right, Adam22, what an idiot. I'm going to skip the XRP story. Here's a story I saw. NFT sells for $3 million, signaling a potential NFT sector revival. So Chains, one NFT sells for $3 million. Does that mean the entire sector is coming back?
No, not at all. I think, you know, different. It really depends on what ecosystems you're looking at, right? Like some of the smaller blockchains and smaller ecosystems, you could probably sell at a collection right now. Whereas like on Ethereum, good luck if you had a 10K derivative or a 10K. What are those collections called? Anyway,
PFPs?
Generative arts, like the PFPs,
oh yeah,
right. And so like, no, I don't think the NFT collection is the sector is back yet. I feel potentially that we need the bull run to run its full course in the coins ecosystem so that people can pull those profits and get back to it. We'll see some blue chips come back up, but no, there's just no way. There's too much dilution in meme coins. There's no way that NFTs are going to go unless that the narrative flips. Now, one thing that you were just talking about a second ago, and I think that this is where we could potentially start to really shift the mindset, right, is with the meme coins. And you think NFTs and how meme coins are not about community, but NFTs were. And I think we saw this infiltration of crypto from the NFT guys, right? Because runs past, we didn't have as many meme coins as we do now. They saw how you could band together with people, get that group thought going, and then run with it, right? I think if we could shift that whole meme coin mentality back into the NFT ecosystem and let them have that'd be great. But it's time, like what we were just talking about in some of these articles, to let the ecosystem as it's supposed to intended be run and grow. This meme coin thing, how it's happening right now, is kind of taking center stage when it shouldn't.
Yeah, I think that similar to, I think that it's hard for meme coins to succeed when there's 1,021. Everyone had an NFT. Everyone had a project. Everyone's doing a thing. And are there projects that kind of separated themselves from the field that I think will always remain relevant? There are projects to this day I always check, what's the floor for this project? What's the floor for that project? Because I consider them to be like a coin, to be like something. Oh, if I bought 5 Can Pie Pandas last time they were at, I lost my screen. If I bought 5 Can Pie Pandas last time they were at 0.3, and then the floor went to 1.2, literally 3 weeks ago, the floor was 1.2, and sold them at 1.2. It's kind of like a flip. You know, you can flip NFTs just like you flip anything else. And to be fair, I really like Can Pie Pandas. I'm wearing a pant. Wow, I'm kind of decked out right now. I got my double merch, got the rugged, Got the thing. I have a Kampai Panda with the rug shirt on, which is why I like it. But this is a badass project with a really cool community. They always have been. I really like the art. I really like Ice Bags. Bunch of really good people. And this project's awesome. Another project that I always look at is Sappy Seals. Of course, I have a Sappy Seal. I remember when the floor ran to like 2 ETH, and now it's back at 0.5, and it was just that one a couple weeks ago. It's kind of been moving around. I think Kampai Pandas. I think Sappy Seals. I think, dude, you know what's crazy? Doodles was at like less than 1 ETH and came back big time. 3.8 floor for Doodles. I think this is a project that kind of earned its spot in terms of being a blue like a purple chip NFT. And then of course the top shelf, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And guys, of course I have been looking at buying a Bored Ape. So
let me ask you a question. Why have you been looking at it?
Because it's a flex, dude.
Exactly.
Because it's a flex. Because
they're going to come back.
Why? I don't care if they come back. You know why I want to buy one? Because I fucking can. That's why.
Because, like, again, I had a mutant in the last one. I got priced out of the Bored Ape really quick, right?
Right.
But the whole thing was like, I had a mutant, and when I can afford a Bored Ape, I'm going to, because damn it, I can, like you just said, because I can.
Yep.
And it's nostalgic. And even if I go on to carry that IP and that brand and do something later on in life with it, I can do that because it's mine.
Right.
And it's instantly recognizable. People know what it is. Oh, that monkey picture. People know what it is.
Yeah. Dude, I always like the DMT skin with the eyes, because the project Metasaurs I used to write for, there was a whole lore story based off of, because Dr. DMT created the Metasaurs was like kind of the whole story. And it was a Bored Ape with DMT skin. And I always like the DMT skins, and I always like the ones with the Evil Knievel helmets, because my dad, is really big into Harleys and stuff, and he has that helmet. So I feel like I'd probably have to get one. Wow, that one's actually really cool. This is like a biker. Look, it has a 1% vest, like a motorcycle gang, 1% with it. That might be him. That might be it, dude. I might have to buy this ape.
It's crazy to think that, around the time that the Pudgy Penguins launched their coin, there was like this, almost like this race to see the floor price between the Pudgy Penguins and Bored Apes, and they were like between 18 and 20, and then the Pudgies went up, and Bored Apes obviously went down, which is crazy. 13.4 is the floor.
Yeah, Pudgy's floor right now is 8.8.
Look at that, dude. They were 20 when people were fighting for that airdrop.
That airdrop was big. And then, of course, that's once the airdrop went away, everything else went away. But I still think they're going to continue to incentivize, just like I feel like Bored Ape and everyone at Yuga, they're going to continue to incentivize. And I feel that's kind of the point, right, Chains? Because, like, it's kind of one of those deals where the projects that separated themselves are going to be conversation pieces. They're going to have communities. They're always going to have value. It's going to fluctuate just like any other crypto. Do I think NFTs are going to make a full comeback like they did before? I don't know, but I feel that the projects that earn their spot, the Sappy Seals, the Kampai Pandas, the Doodles, the Bored Apes, those projects are always going to be relevant, in my opinion.
Facts.
I'm
with you on that. There's a few more that I could name, but there's, that's an opinion thing. But it's the same thing. As long as you are here, building, present, you didn't rug, you've given your community an opportunity to shine, or at least do some things, man. Those are the projects that are worth a damn, and that are going to come back when profits start getting pulled back into the NFTs, or when at least the interest comes back into it. But I'm with you. That's like, as long as you participated and you didn't go anywhere, there's no reason why you can't come back. Yep, for sure. I think my Wi-Fi is being a little wonky right now because I lost the chat on my laptop, but I can see the chat on StreamYard. I did get a $5 super chat from Doozle. Thanks for the $5, and I do appreciate you. Just here to say thank you for keeping the vibes high. Appreciate all the work you put in this community. Grogger Nation, baby. Hey, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. Grogger Nation, make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the good things. We do got about 230 people concurrently watching on YouTube right now. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And I did see someone in the chat say something. Where was it? It was Freddie Arnold says, isn't everyone in crypto for me? We are here to make money. End of story. And listen, dude, I hear you on that sentiment. That is true. I got into crypto to make money. I'm in crypto because we make money, because like you have a career to make money, right? Like I think because you do something for money shouldn't devalue the reason you do it, because I love crypto. I love this shit. I do what I love for a living.
Not everyone gets to say they do that. And just because I do it for money doesn't mean it's less of a thing. And I think everyone should be selfish to a certain degree. You need to sacrifice your time to make money so you can provide for the people you love, so you can eat food and, you know, have a place to live, so the people you love can eat food and have a place to live. And that, just because you do something, you make money, doesn't mean it's like a bad thing inherently when you're doing it for the right reasons. And I also think there is a difference between projects in crypto. Although crypto is all to make money, there's a difference between VeChain literally paying people money, incentivizing people to make them do the right thing for Earth, compared to meme coins, where the people who make the coin make the money and the people that are buying the coin, it's a zero-sum game. So yeah, there is still a moral difference in the moral compass of certain projects. And that's what I said earlier in the show. You need to align yourself with the projects that make the most sense with you. And I think everyone's on that journey. You know what I mean? I don't know why my laptop is bugging out as hard as it is, but I am trying to. Wait, I feel like YouTube isn't working on my laptop. Is your Wi-Fi working, or is it just me? Am I crazy?
I just saw Marcy So Fresh just dropped in a super chat with what looks like a portfolio.
Oh, wanted to do a portfolio right now. Okay, we have been going for an hour and 10 minutes. Let me double check and make sure there's no other charts. Oh yeah, I did want to go over render and Pyth here. All right, let's really fast. Big shout out to sponsor of the channel, Legacy Academy. Definitely head over, check that out. They got over 500,000 downloads between the Apple and Google Play Store. It's, self-dedication, self-discipline. Teach yourself how to learn. Learning how to learn. It's a personal, gamified, educational app for people who with a propensity for self-education. I'm really awesome platform, really awesome people. Go check it out. Go give them a download. It's free. It's free to download on the App Store. Why not check it out? Big shout out to them sponsoring this channel. Of course, also a big sponsor of the channel, exclusive exchange sponsorship, Bitunix. Guys, go sign up for Bitunix. I have that deposit bonus over on Twitter, or click the link down below if you want to get involved. Everyone in the Telegram group, we are making the jump over to Bitunix, of course. And pretty soon there will only be coins that you can trade on Bitunix in the group. So guys, make sure if you're in the Telegram group, make sure you go sign up, and why not get in on that deposit bonus over on Twitter? I do appreciate it. Yeah, my laptop's just bugging out, but it's whatever. Also, I do want to hit those charts really fast. I wanted to talk about Solana because I wanted to talk about the Solana chart it was in the title of the show. And I want to touch on this chart quickly, and then we'll quickly do Python render. Then we'll do that portfolio rating, and then we will hit the road. So, guys, like I always say, we're in a downtrend until we're not. We're in a downtrend until we're not. And we are in a downtrend. All right. It is that simple. All right. And you don't even really need the bottom. You kind of need the top here. The thing is that this low level here has already been lost. If you kind of make it like a smaller line. All right. You can kind of see that we lost this level. So now where's the next point? So we have this here, which kind of aligns with some other support resistance levels. All right. We also got this down here. Well, that's kind of different. All right. So you can kind of see wow, this is actually really bad that Solana lost that low. This thing could very well keep plummeting. I mean, on the 2-hour chart, this is kind of like where I get my pressure trade ideas, because this thing is 12% away from the 50 EMA on a 2-hour, and always the EMA and the price will cross again. That happens every single time. This thing is just kind of coming on down the hill here, kind of zooming in on a 23-minute chart, and this is how I would navigate this locally on like a 23 or even a 12. Let's look at the 12-minute chart, since it's such a low time frame thing. So anytime you see a setup like this is how I navigate this. So we already have our short target from previous support resistance, right? So now we have to establish where we draw the line in the sand. So we could go from exactly this previous low right here, or you could give yourself a little bit of wiggle room and go a little bit below that, just a little bit. So it has to make like a new low for the alarm to go off. That's something I've been experimenting with lately. And then of course, we're going to pop this up to this previous little high right here. So Solana can range in here. We don't care about the range. We care about the break. And when the alarm goes off, we check for confluence and we pull the trigger on a trade. And then, of course, for the point of control kind of runs through this high. So that could be target 2, where target 1 would be here in the event it breaks this range. So that's kind of how I'm deciphering Solana in terms of like a scalp trade. In terms of like a zoomed out look at Solana, I mean, we gotta say that like, let's go from Fibonacci swing low to here. We are kind of between the 0.3 and 0.5. Actually did not draw that very well. All right. So very similar to, other charts we looked at. It's flirting with the 0.5. All right. Where the 0.5 fib level would be right here, which is very close to that alarm I gave you guys at 155. The point of control when zoomed out is still below the current price, which would be 11% down to 144. So, and when you kind of look at just market cipher on the daily chart, all right, you can kind of see that this thing is still kind of coming down the hill. It's still kind of, the RSI is still coming down. This is still kind of pushing down the momentum wave here. I wonder if there's like a dot printed on like the 12-hour, maybe not even on the 12-hour. So this thing probably is likely to continue bleeding for a little while, even if it like comes up for air and then keeps going down. Guys, I think all they're going to suffer here for a little while. I've been very, very clear about that. This whole show, I believe that alts are going to suffer for a little while. Even on the 4-hour, we still don't have like a clean hook yet. So yeah, this is going to take some time. Yeah, I think that we could certainly continue to pay attention to this Solana trade. And of course, I will circle back on this exact trade idea right here in the Telegram group. This thing could be planting its feet on the 12-minute, which is why I've been putting the alarms a little further down, like 162.7. I believe that'd be my short alarm. If you wanted to try a pressure trade idea, like see how right here, it kind of planted its feet a little higher and the EMA is here. So like, this is what I call a pressure trade, where we're just trying to target the EMA. So that'd be 2.4%. In this case, if you were to long Solana right now, if you were to get 0.5, 0.7%, get out. That's the point of a pressure trade. It's not trying to catch the bottom and run for, oh, I did not do that right. It's not trying to catch the bottom and run for the hill. It's trying to catch the bottom. It's trying to catch this little local lip and get some close or to the 50 EMA. And then when it gets rejected, it gets rejected. But it's kind of, it's a scalp technique that I'm still working the kinks out on it. And I have been actually playing with it on a 7-minute chart, which has been really interesting. And even on the 7-minute, man, it can get wonky. But I'm telling you, it is one of those things that if you're okay, I'm not saying do very large trades with a lot of leverage. I'm saying like play with these ideas, because my scalp trades tend to last from like how long would this last? If you went from this move to that EMA, 21 minutes for 3%. I mean, that's it, guys. That's in and out. That's the game we're playing. So certainly be aware of that on Solana. And like I said, that with the Fibonacci levels, if Solana loses 152 at the 0.5 and then goes to 618, where we've had multiple hits here before, it'd be $119. So based off Fibonacci, if Solana loses 152, we very easily could find because look at this, because what's important here, and then I'll move to the next chart. I'm kind of spending way too much time on this chart, but what I want to say here is that look at this box that Solana, kind of ignore this, right? And look at this box from here to here. Okay. You see that right there? It's what I like to call a box of chop. It's a big old box of chop. All right. And this was 254 days of a 57% range, where Solana went up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 moves, 4 ups, 3 downs in a 57% range. Why is that important now? Because we are back in this box. The price is here. And it has proven to us that when it ranges, it has a big range perfectly between the 328, the 382, and the 618. So is it go, because we have to basically assume that if it falls into here, that it's going to range here again like it did before. Kind of saying that if we hit 152, 119, 120 very easily could be in the books. Pay attention to that movement with Solana. We are going to talk more about that specific setup in the Telegram group today. If you want to join the Telegram group, of course, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Here's a little graphic. It's been a while since I got to ask Ogre for a new graphic. I'm sure he's watching the show right now. But yeah, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. These are wins from November. We need an updated one, but I haven't checked my email. So I started doing my emails yesterday. If you send the email group, some of you got answers yesterday. There's a lot of emails, so we didn't get through all of them, but we got through some of them. So we're going to continue cooking through the emails today. So I'd certainly keep an eye out for that. Also, so we wanted to do, I'm going to very quickly do Pyth. All right. I'm just going to do like 4-hour chart overviews on Python render because we are running a little bit over, but it's not the end of the world. So I still believe that Pyth is a win pick. I do feel that for the bull market. I think it has a good narrative, kind of Oracle on Solana. It has that narrative. But right now, this thing is not looking promising. Is this the beginning of this chart? Or is just a bad example?
I believe that's the beginning of it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just been dog shit.
Okay, this one goes a little further back. Okay. All good though. But yeah, this thing has bled much worse than I thought, than I originally anticipated. Like when I saw this pump, I was like, okay, there it is. But even that, like 143%, dude, VeChain pumped 322. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we were all expecting this again. I think a lot of people were looking for this, that 388% move, which we've seen that it's capable of, but we kind of got to see, is it going to be able to continue that price action? This thing underperformed worse than the graph, and that's something people are ignoring. It has.
Look at that dip before it made that initial rip. It's kind of like what we're playing out right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The only problem is that we put in a lower low. So structurally, like that's not the best. But the upside to this is that even kind of looking at the daily chart, this downtrend right here is a deep angle downtrend. So what I would say is that kind of if you zoom this downtrend into like a 4-hour, if we lose this level here at 17.3, that's a big no alarm. We lose that alarm, we're going home crying. But if I would kind of run confirmation like right in here. If we break out and get above 25.1 at that point, we'd probably clear the 200 EMA at that point. That might even be too much for confirmation. That's still 17% away. We're kind of giving up some of the trade, but that's kind of the safer option if you wanted to run this little baby wick down here. So if it was to break out of the trend line and clear 22.8, 23 cents, I wouldn't hate that idea. But the only upside to this chart right now is how deep and sharp this angle is, because it will eventually be forced to break out of this and get some curvature to the upside. So right now, I mean, it's just been getting suppressed just like any other altcoin, but it is kind of getting to a point where I feel like there will be some sort of baby pump mid-year. And that's not like the bull of bulls, but like kind of if we say we had this big dump, we're gonna like maybe come up for air and then retest and start that new uptrend. You know what I'm saying? But at what point are we going to plant our feet? Because it happens slowly, right? Yeah. So there has to be a point where even if we kind of take this bottom and connect it to, I did not mean to draw that. If we kind of take this bottom here and pull this up to this like that, let's keep an eye on this uptrend and see if it respects that. You know what I mean? Because then the point of intersection here would be February 28th. So 10 days from now, Pyth will either have to break this big down or lose this small up. So, those are the types of situations you want to put a chart in a situation where it's literally forced to go one way or the other. So that's kind of how I want to look at things. Render, all right, now it's the whole thing. All right. USDC, sure. I have very, very similar situation to Pyth, really sharp downtrend. And that's generally has been what happens with a lot of coins. I mean, this one is worse than Algorand, even, where Algorand tends to have a pump and then it gives it all back. Algorand and HBAR are still holding some of that value from the November pump. Render has lost it all. I mean, Render has gone from swing low. I mean, look at the Fibonacci on Render. If you go from, well, technically swing low from here to the top, look, it is already, it's the weakest coin there is right now. And that's insane when you really think about it. I mean, Render right now is where it was on November 4th before the pump started, and it's 191%. And guys, Render didn't even pump 200% bottom to top, and VeChain pumped 322%. So VFam for life. But I will say, very similar to Pyth, that Render has a very sharp downtrend, and it will be forced to come up for air eventually. And also, I would consider this low, where this kind of line that it's at right now, as a big alarm. And I would consider this wick a big alarm. All right. And look at the point of control. The point of control is, you know, from the price support resistance we're at right now, 76% up the hill. Because this is kind of one of those situations where here's the floor. All right. So we kind of have, it's the floor, it's the floor, it's the floor. We dip down, it's the ceiling right here. And then boom, we lose that. And this boom, we lose that is this gap in the volume profile. Kind of, so I'm postulating here that if Render gets above this local low, so you see this kind of box that Render's been trading in right here. We go from here. So Render has been trading inside of a 20% range, 20.6% range. It's been trading in this box for 16 days. 16 days. All right. So if we lose the low, which we're very close to losing at 3.96, right now it's at $4. Then we can maybe say, okay, maybe we'll test this wick at 318, or maybe this could be like the pressure back into this range, because it's tested this before. It's not like it hasn't done this before. It come to this level and then bounce from here. All right. And then we've been in this range for 16 days. And what I'm saying is that if it can get above this level, and then if it, because there's not much in between here, given the, see this gap in the volume profile. So it could, you know, kind of rinse its way 27% back to $6.25. I think Render is probably a good value buy right now in terms of buying something cheap. I think Render is probably one of the best value buys in the top 50 right now. It has to be. It has to be. Even if it goes lower from here, I mean, because the no low for Render is like this wick. Because like, when has it gone below that? You know what I mean? This is, that's insane. I mean, I'm sure it has, but this chart is only from 24. You know what I mean? But you see this, because it wicked to this level before. All right. And then the fact that this kind of pulled this across, it's kind of crazy how this always works out like that. So it has held this level over time from August 24, 1, 2, 3. Now it's testing it now times, but it wicked here once, wicked here once. So if we really lose this level, we can kind of all but guarantee a 15% fall to about 338 or something like that. But hey, let's hope it puts its feet in the sand and turns around at this level. It very well could. It very well could. Kind of, I do want to zoom in really quick. I've been beating this chart up, but I give a full analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, even that, I mean, dude, that's a pressure trade idea right there. Because look, we got this big hump here, anchor wave, trigger wave, where the trigger wave is smaller than the anchor wave. So we can draw that uptrend from here to here. And as that is from here to here. So we do have a bullish divergence on the 12-minute chart. I would like to see that green dot print right here. But look, as I literally started saying this thing is starting to push up in the past, you know, couple minutes here. And the 50 EMA is right here, right? So let's go from where we are to the 50 EMA, 2%. All right.
Going in.
Why? I saw it. Okay. Oh, ER. I always do that. So you got to go to isolated. Don't ever trade cross.
Oh, that's the worst.
Never trade cross, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the worst.
I go max quantity for that leverage 120. I'll just go 4. confirm. I'm on nominal value right now. All right, go 50,000. Here we go. Isolated long on render. Just put it in. Pressure trade idea. So the total value of the trade is 50K, including the leverage. All right. So the value size is 12,000. You know, certainly a smaller trade. But like I said, pressure trades don't got to be big bangers. And then, but they're this is like a newer idea that I've been playing with, and it's kind of all based off of, we have a bullish divergence. Look, the dot just printed. The dot just printed now. We didn't have the dot before. I'm going to go 7 minute. That's as far as I've been zooming in. We do kind of have that hammer here. And then even on the, even on the 7 minute, 2%. So if I get 1% out of that, I'm happy. Because trades like this, it's not about like making all the money in the world. It's about just trading. It's about just doing it because you love to do it, and like just saying, oh, look at that idea, let's do it. It doesn't have to be this massive trade. It's still 50 grand, but like, damn, it's not like a million. You know what I'm saying? But here, already up, unrealized P&L 1%. Should I take my $143? Hey, that's still $143. $168. We're running. It is running, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I am going to leave this trade open for a little bit. I want to see how much it can push up, towards this EMA here. Hopefully it doesn't get completely punished. It would really suck for it to just go, which it could, but this is why it's a pressure trade. Nothing too crazy. Just kind of an idea I've been playing with. The EMA, chasing the 50 EMA is kind of the name of the game. And it's going to flop and grope for sure, but just a small long, $12,000 long, 50,000 altogether with Forex leverage. And if I think I could, if I could get like, $250, $300 off of this trade, I'd be totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. Because hey, like you make $300 in a trade and because of an idea you see and do that every day. I mean,
that's over 100 grand a year.
Yeah, exactly. Let's actually add that up. So if you can do calculator, so 300 times 365 be $109,000, 500, 109.5 if you make $300 a day. And that's what I'm saying. Like, not every trade has to be $1 million. And that's what people are like, dude, how did you make so much money trading? Because I don't risk crazy amounts. Rinse, repeat, $500, $1,000, $300, $200, win, and just keep doing it over and over, man. You're gonna lose. You're gonna see ideas that aren't gonna. Oh, look right here. Oh, it was just at $300. Now it's at 218. It's going though. We're on this one. Look at this. It is pushing. That green dot was right and that's the thing with Market Cypher, man. Shout out to Mark. If you don't have Market Cypher, what are you doing? Because like you see how this green dot, it wasn't as large, like a deep of the momentum wave. See how this is a shallow momentum wave, which is why this was a shallow pond. But with the further the momentum wave comes down, like here, look, we got that. And this is really all we're asking for right here, because this is literally a pressure trade to the EMA, 2.4%. You know what I'm saying? So we got a deep, we're already up 1%. We got a deep pressure pool right there. Up $230. Yeah, I might go ahead and take it. 243, 255. We're cruising. I didn't put in a I'm not gonna flash close. Of course, the red candle's right there. Yeah, I'm going to. Well, what would I gotta find a level? So 103.7. 103.7. I don't like flash closing because it takes it. You always lose a little bit when you flash close. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of flash closing at all. I think I'm gonna ride it for a minute. I mean, we just got in it. It's not like we gotta hurry. sometimes you got to let it breathe a little bit. This obviously is a scalp trade, and scalp trades, you got to move quick. You can't be, you get caught around thinking too much. You definitely could get yourself in trouble. But I still think this idea has a little teeny bit more in it. Little bit. Time will tell. Well, I'm going to close. We've been going for an hour and a half. I'll let you guys know in the Telegram group what ultimately happens with the trade. But I'm going to hit the road. We've been going for an hour and a half. So you guys rock, of course. Hey, we're up $150. So let's keep it going. I'll probably close. Like I said, if I just take $200, I'm totally fine with that. So I'll let you guys know what happens in the Telegram group. Have a safe rest of your day, everybody. We're definitely going to... We're live streaming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then next week, Monday and Tuesday as well. So make sure you guys are around. Today, releasing the Algorand interview with John Allen Woods. It comes out today. It's coming out at 1 p.m. It's coming out in 50 minutes. So guys, make sure you set that up. And I am going to make a video showing you guys the limit and stop losses and everything with this trade. This is just a scalp, so I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole right now because we've been streaming for so long, but I also want to make a proper video showing you guys how to use this on Bitunix. Expect that video probably next week. Okay. So that is it, everybody. Safe rest of your day. Much love to y'all. You guys smash the like button on the way out the door. We're up $243 on the trade right now. Let's go. Show the tab. 218, 243, 230. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get out of this bad boy, but I'll let you know exactly what happens on the Telegram group. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Thank you guys. Peace.